That's right, I'm back. Honestly, I don't know if I want to keep doing these stupid movie trailer edits anymore. They seem kinda, well, stupid. And about a month ago or so, I arbitrarily decided I might want to start doing reviews. And, a small channel, which means I'm kind of trapped in this purgatory where I need to start trying out new things. And well, the number one video on my channel is also a review video, so here we go. Fears to Fathom is a video game series where you try to, well, fathom these fears. They all follow the same formula. Some guy is alone, somewhere familiar or unfamiliar, and spooky stuff starts to happen to him. He starts to see and or hear spooky things, and a little while later he gets chased by a boogeyman or the hashling slasher, and it's up to him to fathom his own fear. Nothing too special, I know. It sounds like literally any horror movie in video game form. But here, Fears to Fathom gets special. Its kinda claim to fame is the fact that Fears to Fathom is based off of real stories. Real Reddit stories. There's lots of Fears to Fathoms out there. 5 at the moment of recording this, with a 6th in the making. And, I don't really feel like putting in the effort of producing like a full-length feature film of terrible horror games, so I'm going to do a quick little review on the first Fears to Fathom. The first fear that I need to fathom. Initially, even before the game started, I noticed just from the monologue that the author of the story, Miles, sounds a lot like me. Though, I did plan on fixing that. It sounds like me. Is this guy me? Am I just gonna like wake up and it's gonna be my house? Okay, it doesn't look like my house. And right after getting up, I waste no time running straight up to his wall and critiquing Miles's interior design. What? Why does this guy have like a fucking Renaissance-y or like medieval time painting? Why? Just why? And this 15th century piece of art wasn't just restricted to being hung up in just one place. It was everywhere. There it is again! And the same painting again. Is this like the only piece of art that this guy likes? Yeah, this painting, from what I saw, had appeared about 3 or 4 times throughout the house. It kind of reminds me of how in the movie The Room by Tommy Wiseau, there was just a bunch of pictures of like spoons posted up everywhere. I can't help but think, why didn't the developers change it? They had ample time to do it. I don't think people were like begging for the release of Fears to Fathom. And this isn't some one-off incident either. There was like another oil painting of a beachscape that appeared on the walls twice, and a whole bunch of boomboxes like everywhere in the house. Anyhow, afterwards Miles got a text from his mother, and I found even more proof that Miles was a character based off of me. he types like me too, and he's about my age. This game's fucking crazy that this guy is me. But anyway, we got our first quest, get some leftover lasagna from the fridge. And getting the lasagna, I did. Afterwards, I heated it up in the oven, which I don't know if that's like a thing that happens. Like, I know people like lasagna when it's hot, but put it in the oven? The absurdly loud oven? And why does this guy's oven sound like that? And even though the oven beeped, it didn't give me the food immediately. I suppose it was too busy not heating it up, because when I took it back out of the oven after 10 seconds, it looked completely unchanged. Alright, that did sound like it was ready. but I guess not. Oh, there we go. Then I sat down on the couch, turned on the creepy TV, and began eating lasagna. Just then, without warning, we got our first scare. What am I even watching? Huh? Well, I mean, our first real scare besides the creepy TV, strange reoccurring 15th century art, and the unrealistic text messages. Mason Oliver is such like a fake name. Oh, something I also noticed about the messages, this might be a niche detail, but something I couldn't help but notice any wiser. When you message someone on your phone, it starts a sentence with an uppercase letter. It always does, even when you don't want it to. That is unless you purposefully make it so it doesn't. Which means that Miles and Mason Oliver both go out of their way to make their texts look like that. just a funny little detail. After all that, Miles went upstairs, did chem homework, and went to sleep. But wait, we haven't even gotten to the real fears yet. Just wait until you fathom this. Miles wakes up at 1 a.m. to get some water. How scary! And there was also a strange, inexplicable tapping, almost like clicking sound. Weird. Like, if I lived like this guy, I think I'd get depression. What's that? Is there a drummer downstairs? Yeah, it was just music. But honestly, that clicking, when I first heard it, it freaked me out a little. it did actually tense me up right up until I realized it was just part of the music. Oh, it's just the music. It's the weird, like, I feel like if they would have, like, kept the music as just that clicking sound, it would have really built suspense up a lot more. So then I got disillusioned and got back to the task at hand, getting some water. Unbeknownst to me, this guy only drinks bottled water. And why does this guy drink bottled water? What? Why? Hey, oh. Yeah, no tap for this guy. He's gonna waste an entire fucking bottle. Tap water is evil. They put 5G and vaccines in it to control your mind and make you throw the 3 boomboxes you keep in your living room. And there's 3 boomboxes in the living room. Who is this guy? Then, just as I was ready to go to bed after drinking an impossible amount of water from the bottle, this happened. How much water is in this cup? There's another boombox. What? Okay, now things get now I have some fears to fathom. That's right, the second scare, immediately followed by the very first jump scare. Oh, I kinda wanna see what the jump scares are like in this game. Okay, that did make me jump a little. He just looks like some old man. Yeah, the antagonist isn't the guy from Halloween or like a Slender Man, he's just an old man. For some reason, also basked in a dim red light. Yeah, he's just literally just an old man. In fact, he looks almost identical to my grandfather, albeit just a bit red. Oh, and like the genius I am, I opened the fucking door. He shouldn't be that creepy. Yoo-hoo, old man. Okay, that got me. And he was never seen again. Yeah, so when you die, it closes the window, which means you have to do the whole thing again. No. What the fuck? I have to play the whole thing again. I got jump scared once. shut up. And so I speedran it. I'm just glad it was a short game, or else I would have had a serious problem with having to do the whole thing again. And this second time, I knew what to do. I got to where I was when I died in about 5 minutes, and this time I was careful not to get slimed by my grandpa's look-alike. I did things differently. I hid under the bed and heard a window smash downstairs. Alright, now. So much for locking the doors, huh? And now he rings the doorbell. And as I was carefully going downstairs to get the door, another scare came my way. Like if somebody broke into my house, especially because I'm a lot like this guy, I'd call the police. Hell no. Oh fuck no. Oh hell no. Oh hell no. I'm hiding. Yep. Yeah, this one actually kind of scared me. And for once it didn't rely on a dark figure reaching out for you and a loud noise to scare me. It was a genuine, creepy change in atmosphere, without any of the over-top effects to drive in the scare factor. Although some of the fear might have been from the desire not to play through the whole game a third time. And just like that, it was over. I hid under the bed for an additional 10 seconds, and the police came. There was no trace of the old man. The credit music was playing, and the game was over. I guess a guy named Rail made it? Hey, it's Paula! Alright, solid game. Speedrun. Well, what if I decided I don't want to, be around here? What if I just wanted to, go this way? I'm driving. I'm taking the car and I'm going. Fears to Fathom 1. Home Alone. I've divided the game into 4 separate categories I'd like to critique it on. Afterwards, like you'd expect, I'll be giving my personal score out of 100. First, and the most important in a horror game, the scare factor. It scared me, yes, but I didn't exactly like the means in which it scared me. I mean, yeah, there were a few times where it genuinely made me jump, but those were jump scares. Just about anyone can slap a 1-second clip of an old man jumping out at you and put a lazy sound over it and call it a day. But that's not a real scare. That's just startling someone. A real scare is building up suspense, making you feel uneasy, tense, and actually scared. It's worth a lot more than just a quick jump scare that makes your heart jump a little. There were times where the game did that though. Such as the music, the silence broken by the weird clicking sound. What's that? That was before they added more instruments, so it sounded less uneasy and more like music. Or the time the door opened, it followed similar rules to a jump scare, sure, but it wasn't a once and over thing. Oh fuck no. Oh hell no. Oh hell no. I'm hiding. It made me feel uneasy for a little while afterwards. And for this, I give the scare factor a 68. It relied mainly on jump scares. At times I found myself genuinely tensed up. Antagonist is old. Ew, scary. Second, the story. Guys, I don't think the story is real. The story's fine, I guess. Miles as a character felt very real, and the story was alright as well. It flowed well, but it seems pretty realistic too, except for one small detail. Why didn't Miles just call the police? I consider myself pretty similar to Miles, and I tell you what, if my mother sends me a picture of some guy at my front door saying he's looking through the windows, and come to find out he was watching my TV, this wasn't on before. Don't tell me the home intruder was watching my TV. Yeah, I'm calling the police, and I'm not getting up from under the bed for the rest of the night. Additionally, where did the intruder go? He and his weird red aura disappeared completely when I left the room. Did he, like, escape through the back? Wouldn't they have seen him if he did? Well, he did look pretty old. Maybe he was a wizard. I'd be pretty inclined to believe that, actually. I give the story 84. Horror movie protagonist, wizard, most believable Reddit story. Third, design. Better than anything I can make by a long shot, but there's definitely some glaring issues. First of all, reused assets. I get it, it's easier, but can you please change up the pictures so I don't have to see the baptism of Christ for the 9th time this playthrough? And how hard could it be to just not copy and paste 4 boomboxes onto the shelves? And there's 3 boomboxes in the living room. Who is this guy? The VHS analog trope seems a little overused now. That being said, I don't really think it fits a theme. Fears of Fathom takes place recently, right? So then why does it look so retro? I like the layout of the house though. It feels cozy, even though it doesn't feel very lived in. I give the design a solid 70. Repeating assets, analog doesn't seem to fit. Cool house. The fourth and final, and what I'd consider the most important in any video game, the gameplay. The gameplay for Fears to Fathom is, boring. It felt nice exploring in my first playthrough, but when I got slimed and kicked out of the game, I realized something. As I played through the second time, I realized that this game is literally just a walking simulator. You need to make yourself lasagna, then you need to eat it, do your homework, blah blah blah. This game just feels like a bunch of quests in a row, and oh my god does it get tiring if you play this game any more than one time. In fact, I almost feel like if there weren't any glaring issues to make fun of, the game would be unbearably stale. I suppose it's reminiscent of experiencing through some random guy's memory. Gameplay 56. Walking simulator. Development issues made it bearable. Fears to Fathom? More like staleness to fathom. Fears to Fathom 1. Home Alone. Bearable, goofy, boring if you play it any more than once. But if I'm being honest, I kinda liked it. It was at least enjoyable to experience. And for a whopping $0, that's about as much as you can ask for. Besides, there's about 4 other games in this series so far, and they look pretty sick. I have very high hopes for the future of Fears to Fathom. I also have very high hopes for this channel. I haven't had my voice on here since 4 years ago, during my last review, and that got quite a few views. In fact, most of the views out of any video on my channel. It accounts for 50% of my channel's total views, even though my voice still sounded like this.
Hello, YouTube. It is I, Player Pro 3000, here with another People Playground video.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun making this. This might actually be something I stick with now. Oh yeah, that's right, excuse my voice, a bit sick. Anyway, bye!